these are just the regular paper pumpkin cards that we made last week, I think it was. It seems like it was so long time ago, but I think it was just last week. So these are just the regular cards, but they're darling. You know, they really are. I'm really pleased with them. So with the kit, you can make 4 of these and 4 of these. But sometimes, you know, we want to think outside the box and we want to do something different. So what I'm going to do today is show you an alternative card with the supplies that came in the kit that you can make. The only thing I added was this Happy Valentine's Day. That stamp isn't in the kit. It is actually from the Heart to Heart, which is the stamp set that we used in our Valentine's Day class. So everything else comes from the kit. Now originally, this was kind of a, I don't know, so this one we're going to make today, Pat. It was kind of a, I saw this card, I think it's called a swing card, a swing or a flip card, maybe either one, depending, you know, tomato. But, so I wanted to do one, but there wasn't any instructions. So I said, well, I can figure that out. I'm pretty good at figuring things out. So I did. I did learn something though. So our card will be a little bit different. There'll actually be a little bit more room inside here. But it'll be just as cute and it'll do the swingy thing. So the thing is if you make 2 of, with the kit, you'd have enough to make 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. And then you would have, where is it? You're going to have, since this is for 1 card and that's for 1 card, then you're going to have 2 blank cards. Darn it, what did I do with them? Here they are. You're going to have 2 blank card bases, because see, this is actually supposed to go on one of these card bases. So if you make 2 of these cards, you're going to have 2 blank card bases left, which I'm sure if you have all these little hearts that come with the kit that match, I'm sure you can figure out a cute card. I am actually, I'll either figure out a card that we can make with the blank leftovers if you decide to make a couple of these swing cards, or I'm even thinking about maybe a treat box. But honestly, treat boxes, most people want treat bags because this wouldn't hold a lot. So hang on to these and these. So next week we will do another alternative project with this stuff. So don't fear if you have this left over if you make your swing cards today. All right, let's get busy on our card. So what you're going to need is this here, and I'm going to need to put some of this Sort Quick fingertip moisturizer because I have a hard time with working with paper. My hands get so dry. Now normally you would fold your card that way, but not today. Today you're going to fold it like this because we're doing a little bit different card. We want the pretty, so just fold it in half and get your bone folder and crease your fold nice and tight. Hi Lynn, good to see you here. I'm glad you made it. Just be sure to make that comment. Well, you already made a comment, so you'll be entered to win the stamp set. All right, so get your, next we're going to need our trimmer. You're going to need a trimmer. This is the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, a paper trimmer, and I like it. I have to say I like it a lot better than the one we had. I was a little upset, yeah, when they changed it out, but that's okay. It's nice. The blade lasts a long time. It cuts well, and I'm even starting to use the scoring blade, which I'd never used the scoring blade on my old one. So once you get this folded, you're going to want to open it up and put it on 2 1/8. So 2 1/8, and then when you get it at 2 1/8, you're going to use your scoring tool, not your cutting tool. Scoring tool is the lighter colored one, and you're going to score it like that. And now you have a nice little score there. So on that score, you're going to fold it like this. Okay, don't put your trimmer away yet because we still need it. I'm going to go ahead and crease that with my bone folder. Now, this is the fun part. If you don't have a trimmer with a blade like this, you're going to find it harder to do this. But you can always do this with X-Acto knife, I suppose. But what we want to do is we want to cut this little like window out, just those 3 sides. We're not going to cut this side, we're just going to cut these 3 sides. And we're going to start with our folded side here. We're going to, well, I'm going to get my so in the horizontal position, you're going to put this at 1/2 inch. I'm using the measurements over here because it's easier. So 1/2 inch, and then your blade has a little notch right here on both sides to tell you where it's going to cut. So that little notch needs to be at 1 1/8. Now it's kind of hard to see, so you might want to bring in a piece of paper and just put it there for now where you can see 1 1/8. And it's kind of hard for me to see. When you get to 1 1/8, put it down, and you're going to cut from 1 1/8 to 4 3/8. So when your little line gets to 4 3/8, which is right there, 1/8 short of a half, then I like to go back to 1 1/8 just to make sure I get that cut. So 1 1/8 to 4 3/8. Okay, that's that cut. So now I have this cut right here. I'm going to turn it portrait ways and put it at 1 1/8 to the edge right over here. 1 1/8. This time I'm going to put my blade at 1 at 1/2 inch. So put my paper back here so I can see it. All right, and this is the hard part, guys, but it's not that hard. So when it's even with that 1/2 inch, I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to cut from 1/2 inch to 2 1/8. 2 1/8, and there it is. And then back to 1/2 inch. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to flip it over. You can see where I cut 1 1/8 over here. 1 1/8. You make sure, because I don't want to do this wrong. Then 1/2 inch. It's even with a 1/2 inch. I'm going to come up to 2 1/8, and then back to 1/2 inch, and that should give me my little window. Okay, so there we go. We have the beginning, and I probably should not have have scored that like that, but that's okay. It'll still work. It'll still work. It probably isn't even a problem. It's just me. So you can see how it's a little bit different than this one, because like I said, this one was a practice one, but I was able to make it work. Okay, so now we've got some more cutting to do. You'll need to get your this. I want you to cut a 1/4 of an inch off the top. So most of you will probably do this later. So there's my 1/4 of an inch off the top. And now I'm going to cut at 3 and measure 3 1/4, 3 1/4, and I'm going to trim this. So I have, let me make sure this is 3 1/4. Yeah, so I have it 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. So it should be square, 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. And it is. So good. Now we're going to take this and make sure it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now I have to cut a little bit off of this one. So I think I'm going to cut, I'm not going to cut all of it off the top. I think I might cut a little bit off the top here, and then I'm going to cut at 3 1/4. That way it doesn't all come off the same size, same side, but you know, if it does, it does. All right, so now I have 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that's what I cut off. And this is what, and then you just want to make sure that these match perfectly. If not, you can trim one that needs to be trimmed to match so that none of it doesn't hang over. And I think you need to cut a piece of whisper weight or basic weight at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So let me see, do I have this 3 1/4? This is from before. Yeah, so 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I guess this is the only thing that's not in your kit, is the whisper weight. Okay, so we got, that's going to go on the inside. Now, have we done with our cutting? I believe so. I believe so. So now we can do our stamping. I always like to do stamping next. Now, Poppy Parade is the color that goes with this. So I had to cut this little bit off, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. But I'm going to use, my Poppy Parade doesn't have a lot of ink in it. So I'm going to use Real Red. That's what I used for this. And it worked okay. It's a little darker red, but it worked. I don't know. Where's my... Here we go. So, I might have used Poppy Parade for that. I don't know. I don't know. Because that kind of looks like Poppy Parade, but no, I think it's Real Red. Okay, so we do need to stamp, and I will be using my Stamparatus because, you know, I love to use it because I can stamp more than one time. And let me get it out. So this is our Stamparatus, and I'm going to use a random stamp pad there to hold that level. The first thing I'm going to stamp, and I like to put everything in the corner. That way if it comes loose, I can except I don't want to get these together. These will smack together in a heartbeat. So the first thing I want to stamp is these little hearts and flowers, just like we did for our other cards. I'm just going to stagger them between the gold hearts and flower. Pick that up. Get my Real Red out. Okay, so there's my real red. That's why I like the Stamparatus. You just have to, you can stamp it as many times till you get that pretty look that you like. So there's that. Now, I'll just let you know, I have been, let me shut my real red up for a minute. I have been using, I started using these, okay? So some of the things I've learned, this is a full one cut in 4/4. I started a new one. I'm only going to put ink on one side of my thing. I'm going to keep it inside this because it dries out so fast that it's not even funny. So you can see if I use both sides, then I end up getting ink on my hands. So from now on, I'm only going to use the one side. Close that up. Then I'm going to use this to put my thing in to hold it while I do some more stamping. Okay, there's my ink stamps. Next, I'm going to do the heart, which is this big, beautiful heart here. I'm going to stamp that. And I'm going to stamp it on this. So I'm going to put this, and this is where the Stamparatus really, really makes a difference. So pick that up, make sure it's back in the corner. Because this stamp is big. Hi Janice, I see you. So if you make a comment, you are now entered to win the stamp set that I'm giving away. On Friday, I'll announce the winner in my FYI. Okay, so there's one. And see, one was not enough. That's why you need the Stamparatus, because, and this is a little dry. If you think this is dry though, my Poppy Parade is terrible dry. Okay, and see, I can just keep this up all day if I need to. Let me turn it around. Maybe I get more ink out of it. I definitely need to order some ink refills. I put it off and put it off for the longest time. And now I'm sorry I did, but live and learn. I got another order going in. As soon as I'm done with all the projects, I'm going to order stamp refills, ink refills, and I'm going to order my chicken stamps in bundle, but one of them is, I think, already on back order. But it's supposed to come, the Hey Birthday Chick bundle is already on back order, but it has a date of February 15th. It's coming in stock February 15th, so maybe it won't be on back order too long. So I won't probably be able to do anything with it till then anyway, so. But I'm excited about them chickens. I've never had chickens. I've known a lot of people who have chickens, and they love chickens. They love them. They're like pets, really. So they have them for the eggs. They don't have them to eat them. Now these ones in the center are the ones that are giving me a little trouble. So I'm gonna really push down. Okay, that's enough. Well, no, it's not. I just need to do that one right there a little bit more. This one. You ordered yours today, Pat? The chicken dice? Yeah, I'm going to order mine. I don't know why that one heart right there is not doing its thing. It doesn't matter how many times I There. Okay, now it's doing its thing. Now when I get ink on this, I still use my wipes for that, because if I try to use the sponge, the chamois, it just makes a big mess. So done that. Now I'm going to get the chamois and use just the one side, because I don't want ink all over my fingers. And then when this one gets all inky, I'll get another one out. And this just has water on it, just water. We do have an ink spray that I could use if I needed it. Okay, so that one is clean. What else do we need to stamp? Just the happy Valentine's Day. So put my, and for placement, I'm going to put my 4x6 plastic in the corner. Get my Happy Valentine's Day stamp. Where did it go? Where did you go? You were right here. I don't think I put it back in the box. I did. Put it back in the box. I'm not used to being organized like that. Alright, Happy Valentine's Day from the Heart to Heart stamp set. But if you have another Valentine's Day, Happy Valentine's Day stamp, you can use that one. I just happen to have this one and have it out, so I'm going to use it. So this is going to tell me where to place my card stock. And I want it about right there. Make sure that it's even, looks even. Just eyeball it. And done with this. You did have chickens, Pat? We had a, well, I grew up in Kentucky. I was about 9 when we left, but we had a garden in the back. There was a big garden in our backyard. Because we had a big backyard. But we never had chickens. I don't know why. We just never had chickens. We had lots of other things. We had corn, potatoes. My job was to go out and squish the potato bugs between my fingers. Can you imagine? But as a kid, I didn't mind squishing potato bugs. It just made your fingers kind of orangey looking. But I guess stamping does that too. So stamping colors your fingers too. So it was preparing me for my life as a stamper. I have to clean that off because it's got some ink there. Yeah, and so my job was to squish the potato bugs. And then I also had to go, when we would have dinner, it was my job to go out. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. To go out and pull up the green onions, because we had green onions. And I used to just eat green onions like raw, like just wash them, of course, but just take a big bite out of them. And with some beans and cornbread, it was the best. That was living. I don't think I could do that now, though, take a bite out of a green onion and enjoy it. I think it would be a little too strong for me, but I didn't mind it back then. That was fun. So I'm gonna get another one out of my yeah, we had squash, yellow squash, green beans, tomatoes, corn. I don't remember what else we had. It was a lot. I know, but it was nice. We had food. We had lots of food. Okay, yeah, it's nice to think back on the good old days. I'm sure my parents probably were struggling, but me, I was oblivious to it all. Okay, we are ready to put our card together. Oh, we're not. Dargone it. Dargone it. Got everything cleaned up and put away. We need to stamp our little sentiment. Sending love your way. So that's one of these. Well, you know me. I always forget something and we have to go back. And that's my, I guess that's my signature. So I'm going to poke one of these out. Get my plastic back out. And sending love your way is right here. Stamp. Oh, put that in. Stay in place, please. Okay. Let's get this party started. Put everything away. Now I got to pull it all back out. So real red, but you can use Poppy Parade because Poppy Parade's actually the color that comes with the kit. And I'm going to take my piece of scratch paper that I have put a little bit of runner adhesive. See, I just went psh. It stays sticky though, so I don't have to keep sticking it. And I'm going to stick this to the scratch paper so that I can slide it under here and line this up. That shows me where it's going to stamp. And that looks, whoops, it was right till I moved. Then I'm going to put that down and put this down and ink up again. And it came up, I hope. These stamps are really, really, oops, I got a double image. It's not supposed to come up like that. They're just, because there's not a lot of ink on there, it's sticking. Yep. I don't know if they gave me extra. I think they gave us extra, so I'm going to do another one, guys. Yeah, because we only need 4. They gave us 6. Wasn't that nice of them? They know. They know that it's not always working out for us. So get my plastic back in here. Line it back up. I think I'll put my those a little closer to keep that down because it just wants to come up. Pull it up really slow. Well, now it's not sticking. Okay, so now I can put my ink away. Get my fingers. I do not want to get ink on my project. No way, no how. Okay, and then my oops my little chamois. See, takes all the ink right off of it. And I know that some of the ink might have gotten on these here, so I'm going to wipe those off too. We'll use a dry cloth for that. Okay, so now we have Sending Love Your Way. And now we are done with our stamping. This time for real. And I'm just hoping I got all that stuff off my fingers. And let me see. Just gonna double make sure. Yeah, you can see I still have some ink on my fingers. All right. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. Made it. Joni, hi. How are you? Yay. All right, so we're getting ready to put our card together. So let me make sure that I have everything here. First thing I want to do is put my front together. So this is going to go here. And I want to make sure that it meets up with this here. That way I know it'll be even. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Make sure that it shouldn't catch. It should be, you should be able to, it should move. So I'm going to put that on with some glue. So where's my glue at? I put a tiny drop of glue in each corner because the corners are the most important. And then I just kind of do little drops about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And then I do a little squiggly there. Oops. This is actually the wrong one. This is the one that goes on the inside. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. This is the one that goes on the front. Duh. Just want to make sure that it fits in there nicely, and it does. All right, I'll put my glue on this one because this is the one I want to put on first. Corners, edges, center. And I'm just gonna kind of put that in there like this. If you have to trim it, you can to get it to fit in there. And this glue does dry fast, so you don't have a lot of time to, you know, waste. Don't be wasting any time. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to come over, and I've already glued this, which is probably a good thing. I've already glued it. It makes it go faster. And I'm going to match it up. Don't want it to show over. Press it down. And you can see that's trying to sneak through, so I'm going to push it up to the front there. That's the good thing about the glue. It does let you move it for a little bit, but not forever. And push it up there. There. Ta-da! See how easy that is? Okay, then get my fingers got glue on them now. This is going to go on the front, like right here. I'm going to crease those folds again, so maybe this will lay down a little better. It actually doesn't. I think it's just the nature of the card to kind of want to pop open. No, that's better. And then we're going to do a bow about right here with the black that comes in, and I'm not sure how much you're going to need. I would say I usually take about 9 inches, so 9 inches of the ribbon. And I won't be able to do anything with that ribbon if I don't get. Yeah, yours went out today, Joni. Great. Awesome. I can't wait to get it. Okay, so I'm gonna do my usual. I'm gonna make the 2 loops. Make sure the ribbon's up together flat, and then I'm gonna take this one over that one and make an X. It kind of looks like a bunny rabbit too. This one I'm going to bring around and push through this loop there that I just made, that hole. And make sure that I keep it together. And I might have to bring the loop up to it. Doesn't matter as long as it goes through that little loop there. And then I'm going to pull it. You might have to adjust the length of the ends a little. Try not to let it twist though, because if it twists, it'll do funky things like that. So what I need to do is untwist it or just start over again. So anyhow, I'm trying to show you and do it at the same time, and it never works too well that way because I'm focused on trying to explain it. All right, so cross it over and push it through the back. Get in there. Come on. It's a little bow, so I don't want it to get too big. So hold it in the middle and pull the ends till it's the size that you want. So pull the ends and then pull the loops. That's about the size I want, yeah. This side's a little longer. All right. So let me, should I put it on and then trim it? Probably. It's going to go about right here. You just want to make sure that you have room for this. And these scissors, I've been using them for paper, and you can tell. Okay, so that's gonna go kind of right there. I hope those aren't too long. I'm gonna use glue dots here. There are glue dots that come with the kit, but these little things, where do they go? You can use these glue dots. I'm just going to use this one, and I'm going to use 2, and you're just going to push them behind your bow, and it's going to go kind of right there. And that's a small bow, so I may need smaller legs or ties. Oops. These scissors are terrible. Oh my gosh. There. It looks a little different, but I like this look actually. This went on with the regular size dimensionals. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Catherine. All right, thanks, Pat. See you later. Thanks for joining me. I know it's kind of running a little long. I had a lot to share with you. So that's about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of the white. There we go. Get that side up there. Okay, I think we're getting really close to being done, guys. Clean up my mess. We need the love. Well, we all need love, right? And I think I put that on with glue dots. So 1, 2, 3, just random in the back so that I know that's going to stay. And I'll put it kind of here. Love. Now the Happy Valentine's Day is going to have to go behind here like this. So I'm thinking the thing to do is to put some snail on the back, or I shouldn't call it snail anymore, some seal on the back. Face it like this so that when you put it down, and match it up, and then close it down like that. And it didn't match up quite perfectly, of course, but it's close enough. And then these happen to be the perfect size. And so you can put this kind of, you want a little bit of the edge showing here. So I'm just going to put some glue along here. Dot, 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 dot. And make sure I have some of that edge showing there. Whoops. Trying to center it perfectly, and it is drying really fast. Okay, there we go. So there's our card, guys. We are finished. Ta-da! You can see this, they're the same size cards, but I had to make some adjustments. So the first one was a little bit different, so because you can see the insides, there's more room on this one. And also, if you find that this is a little flimsy here, you can like with this one, I reinforced the back with some added extra paper that I had cut off. But I'm thinking if I wanted to, I could cut a strip of white cardstock. It would have to be about 1/2 inch, just a little less than 1/2 inch. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and do that. It's going to need to be 5 and 5.5. So let me go ahead and cut this 5.5. And then, so this is 1/2 inch, so I want it just a little bit less than 1/2 inch, just so that it doesn't show. Okay, so this then, to reinforce that, because people will be pulling on that, and this cardstock is not real thick, so I'm going to take my glue and glue the corners like normal, tiny, and then just put that there. put it so it doesn't show on this side. And then that gives it a little extra strength, so that when people are pulling on it, they're not gonna, it's gonna be more substantial. And if it sticks over a little bit like that does, just take your scissors and trim it off like that. All right, now we're done. Okay, Catherine. Thanks for joining me, guys, and give this a try. If you can use that same on any card, you just start with a white card base. You would probably want to cover it with DSP before you cut it, and then so you can use those instructions to make many swing cards. It doesn't have to be with your paper pumpkin. All right, this time for real. Love you guys. Bye.